We're going to be making a user-defined class today, or a custom class. And what this class is going to do specifically for us is to, we're going to be a clothing brand who specializes in denim. And then this class is going to let us take inventory and modify it of all our jeans by size, price, wash, and fit. So the first thing we're going to do is title our class. I call it jeans. Open it with the curly bracket, and then enter our fields. So our fields are all private because we should only be able to access these from within the class. It's a security rule. And our return type is going to be string for the wash and the fit, because we're going to have words like stonewash, blue, or wide leg, tapered, skinny, etc. And double for price, and int for size, because we're just going by classic men's sizing, 29, 30, 31, etc. So we're going to then go into our constructors. I've done 3 here, so I'll walk you through those. First is a no argument constructor, and we'll always have this one. And what it's going to do is set our default values for our fields, so that if we pass no parameters, we will still get output of these defaults. The next is a 1 argument parameter, where we're going to just pass new wash to wash, but keep all the other defaults the same, and this is not necessary, but I kept it in here. The other necessary constructor is the 4 argument constructor, and what this is going to do is allow us to set our parameter values to our instance variables, and this is the whole point, because we're going to be testing a bunch of new information. And so these lines accomplish that setting of instance variables to parameter values. That's what all the wash equals new wash, fit equals new fit, price equals new price, and size equals new size accomplish. The extra couple lines here are going to be, we're checking to see if price is greater than 0 and if size is greater than 0, because if it isn't, that doesn't make sense, and we're going to go ahead and set those things to our default, which is new price and new size. And you'll also see when we set wash and set fit that there's going to be some exceptions for when we don't do this already. So with that being said, we'll move down to our getter methods, and what we're doing here is we are using public as a type because we need to access a type of data, and we're looking to have the information returned to us. So we're definitely not using void for that. And then we have same return types, strings, doubles, ints, and we are just returning that information. Then we move down to our setter methods, and for here, rather than void, because we're not accessing things, we're modifying things now. So we definitely don't need we definitely don't need a void. We definitely do need Boolean, because we want to get feedback on what was successfully set and what was not set, because then we need to modify it so we can get our program running. And what we are going to do with this statement, as I was just mentioning, is we're checking to see if the last parameter value isn't null, because we need it not to be in order to set it. And once we do that here, we can let the user know that it worked. And if we don't, then it goes to default and we get false. Since these are both strings, set wash and set fit, the same goes for both of those. Then when we get to the values, which is price and size, once we have doubles and ints, we are going to be checking not to see if the last parameter value is or is not null, but we're checking to see if it is positive. And as you can see, I mean, I wrote the same things in two different ways through coding that I think I could eliminate one. So this is checking for the same thing that this is checking for. But this way of writing it clarifies that if it is negative, we get an error message. And if it's not, which it shouldn't be, we can pass our instant variable to our parameter and return true. And we do that for set size and set price. The last thing I do is going to be a toString method, and that's going to just summarize what we were able to access and modify and print it back to us so that we can understand. As you can see here, I went ahead and I tested some. And in order to test it, I also created a discount price variable and passed 100 already to the price. And the reason I wanted to do this is because I wanted to create this discount price variable to see if we could apply a little regular discount to our to our price. Just a pretty basic thing within the realm of having an online shop. And so I returned this calculation, compared it to the original, and then I returned it here. And so we can run this program, as I already did, and we're going to see two things, because one of them was from the toString, and then one of them is from testing. And we're going to have, from the first toString, what I had it right was new to sale, wide leg jean in watercolor, and size 30 for $100. That's all four of our fields. And then this is the discount price is 50. The original price was 100. And then I can delete this last line because it's not necessary. And that's our custom class, and that's what we used it for. So I hope that was helpful.